Hey everyone! Welcome back to 5 Minutes Learning. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're diving into an interesting case study that will help you sharpen your problem-solving skills for case interviews. Imagine a farmer, let's call him Bob, who grows apples. For years, Bob's orchard thrived, producing a bountiful harvest that brought in a steady income. He was the pride of the Appletown Farmers Market, known for his juicy, flavorful apples. Lately, however, Bob's profits have been dwindling. The apples are just as delicious, but his bottom line tells a different story. What's going wrong? Sounds like a juicy problem, right? This, my friends, is a classic business case study. Let's step into the shoes of a consultant hired to help Bob. Our task is to analyze his situation, identify the root causes of his declining profits, and recommend actionable solutions. This scenario, while specific to farming, mirrors the challenges faced by businesses across industries. Whether it's a tech startup grappling with slowing user growth, or a retail giant facing declining sales, the principles of case analysis remain the same. The first step in cracking any case study is to thoroughly understand the problem at hand. In Bob's case, we know his profits are declining, but we need more information. What does declining mean in concrete terms? Is it a gradual decrease over several years or a sudden sharp drop? To get a clearer picture, we need to analyze Bob's financials, comparing his current performance to previous years. Just like a doctor needs a patient's medical history to make an accurate diagnosis, we need data to understand the full extent of Bob's predicament. This data will serve as the foundation for our analysis, guiding us towards effective solutions. Remember, the goal is not just to identify symptoms, but to uncover the underlying causes of Bob's declining profits. By the end of this case study, you'll not only understand how to identify business problems, but also how to analyze and implement actionable solutions. Let's get started. Before we jump into solutions, we need to define the problem precisely. Declining profits is a bit vague, we need specifics. Let's say Bob's profits have decreased by 20% over the past year. That's significant. Think of it like a leaky faucet. You wouldn't just keep refilling the sink, would you? You'd want to find the source of the leak and fix it. Similarly, we need to pinpoint why Bob's profits are shrinking instead of simply suggesting ways to sell more apples. To pinpoint the source of the problem, we can break down profit into its components, revenue and cost. Profit is the money left over after you subtract your expenses from your total income. So is Bob's problem a revenue problem or a cost problem, or both? Perhaps his sales have remained the same, but the cost of fertilizer or labor has increased. Or maybe a new competitor entered the market, taking a bite out of his sales. Defining the problem clearly will guide us in the right direction for analysis. Now that we have a clearer picture of the problem, let's delve into the heart of the matter. A valuable tool in our consultant's kit is the value chain analysis. Imagine this as tracing the journey of Bob's apples from the orchard to the hands of the customer. Each step in this journey, from growing the apples to marketing and selling them, represents a link in the value chain. At each link, there's potential for costs to be incurred and value to be added or lost. By analyzing each stage, we can identify bottlenecks, inefficiencies, or areas where costs might be higher than they should be. For example, has the cost of apple seeds or fertilizer increased significantly? Is Bob having trouble transporting his apples to the market? Are his apples being displayed effectively at the market? Is there a new competitor selling apples at a lower price? Are customers looking for different varieties of apples that Bob doesn't offer? By scrutinizing each step, we can start to see the bigger picture and pinpoint potential problem areas. Remember, declining profits could stem from dwindling revenue, escalating costs, or a combination of both. Let's focus on revenue first. Think of it like investigating a missing person. We need to retrace their steps and see where things went wrong. In Bob's case, revenue is generated from selling his apples. Has the quantity of apples sold decreased? Has the price per apple gone down? Maybe a new supermarket opened in town, offering a wider variety of fruits and taking away some of Bob's customers. Or perhaps there's been a shift in consumer preferences. Smoothies and juices are all the rage now and people are buying less whole fruit. Or maybe a bad review in the local newspaper scared away some loyal customers. Analyzing the revenue streams and understanding any changes in the market or consumer behavior can provide crucial clues to the mystery of Bob's shrinking profits. Section 5. Identifying key issues, connecting the dots. By now we've gathered a wealth of information about Bob's business. We've analyzed his financials, scrutinized his value chain, and investigated potential causes for his revenue decline. The next step is to connect the dots and identify the key issues that are dragging down his profits. Think of it like a detective board, with photos and strings connecting different pieces of evidence. Perhaps we've discovered that Bob's costs have increased due to a rise in fertilizer prices, and simultaneously, a new competitor selling organic apples has emerged, luring away some of his customers. These two seemingly separate issues could be linked. The rising cost of fertilizer might be preventing Bob from offering competitive prices for his apples, making the organic option more appealing to cost-conscious customers. Identifying these key issues and understanding how they relate to each other is crucial for developing effective solutions. Section 6. Actionable recommendations, practical solutions for the farmer. We've identified the problems, now it's time to roll up our sleeves and brainstorm solutions. Remember, our recommendations need to be actionable and tailored to Bob's specific circumstances. There's no one-size-fits-all answer in the world of business. If the rising cost of fertilizer is a major pain point, maybe Bob could explore alternative farming methods that require less fertilizer. Or perhaps he could join a farmers' cooperative to negotiate better prices for supplies. To compete with the new organic apple seller, Bob could consider diversifying his product line. Maybe he could start selling apple cider donuts or apple pies, adding value to his existing produce and attracting a wider customer base. The key is to think creatively and come up with practical solutions that address the root causes of Bob's declining profits, not just the symptoms. Section 7. Key takeaways. Lessons from the farm and beyond. Bob's apple orchard might seem like a world away from the boardrooms of Fortune 500 companies, but the principles of case analysis remain the same. Whether you're tackling a business school case study or a real-world business challenge, the key is to approach the problem with a structured and analytical mindset. Remember, it's not about having all the answers right away. It's about asking the right questions, gathering relevant information, and using your analytical skills to connect the dots and develop insightful solutions. Just like a detective solving a mystery, you need to be observant, detail-oriented, and able to see the bigger picture while also paying attention to the finer nuances. The ability to think critically, solve problems creatively, and communicate your ideas effectively will serve you well, both in the classroom and in the real world. Section 8. Practical tips. Ace your case interviews. For those of you gearing up for MBA interviews, remember that case studies are a common way for interviewers to assess your problem-solving skills. Here are a few practical tips to help you ace those interviews. Structure your thinking. Use a framework like the value chain analysis to organize your thoughts and ensure you're covering all the bases. Ask clarifying questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions to make sure you fully understand the problem and the interviewer's expectations. Think out loud. Articulate your thought process clearly. Explain your reasoning and how you're arriving at your conclusions. Be data-driven. Support your recommendations with data and logical reasoning. Practice makes perfect. The more you practice case studies, the more comfortable and confident you'll become. Remember, case interviews are not about finding the right answer. They're about demonstrating your ability to think critically, solve problems creatively, and communicate your ideas effectively. So embrace the challenge, stay calm, and show them what you're made of. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more case study solutions. And if you have any questions or want to see a specific case study, drop a comment below. See you in the next video.